We entered a 48-hour film festival. It was a lot of fun, a lot of work, and we worked down to the hour. Do you want to know what we learned? Of course you do. Welcome to Hub of Filmmaking, the show that focuses on creating films on a tight budget with a small crew and limited time. I'm your host, Avery, and today we talk about what I learned while we were on set and created a submission for a 48-hour film festival. Now, for starters, you should definitely go check out the full film on my main channel, as it will give a lot better context to the things I will be talking about. Not to mention, I also did post a full behind-the-scenes video over on that channel as well if you want to see that. So, a 48-hour film festival. That means there are different requirements so that they can be sure that the submissions are made within the 48-hour time allotment. There were character requirements, prop requirements, there were quote requirements.
Yeah, man, this is the future.
She just doesn't understand you like I do.
It's never good when you smile.
And there had to be a dark setting, which it just so happened that almost the entire film of our submission was in a dark setting. Now, the biggest issue we had was probably the tattoo parlor scene. This is actually the opening scene to the film, but it was one of the most challenging to get done in the time requirements. And we never really got like a solid, yes, you can come to our tattoo parlor, use a tattoo artist, and film in our tattoo shop for this amount of time at this time on this day. Not only do we have two of the film requirements right inside of that scene, but it's also really important for the story itself as well. So it was an absolute necessity to get this scene done. It was Saturday night. The film needed to be done Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, and we needed the tattoo parlor scene done on Saturday, because all of our editing was going to be done on Sunday, and most tattoo parlors weren't open on Sunday. So because of all of that stuff combined, it was definitely added stress that didn't necessarily need to be there. I think that if we would have planned a little bit better, we could have probably gotten a specific time and specific shop, rather than calling a tattoo shop that we had not called yet 5 minutes before we needed to be there shooting, and they were able to help us out. Without that, I don't think we would have gotten the film done. But a lot of small businesses are actually really into the whole filmmaking thing, and they would love to see their small businesses featured in a short film. You know, you don't have to be so afraid to call out to people and see, just ask a simple question if you can film a scene in there for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it might be. Now, another big thing we learned is how much can actually be done in a 48-hour time span. That is a very short time to get a short film done, but I think our work shows. We were definitely working to the last minutes. It was an extremely long weekend full of driving all around town for the different locations, tearing down and setting up equipment, but it was also really cool to see when all of our creative minds come together, how much can really get done in that short of amount of time. And it really also kind of opened my eyes specifically, is that I don't need all of this time to work on YouTube videos or work on this or that. It can really be kind of streamlined into a shorter process to still get a really good end product. So I've kind of tried to apply that to my workflow for these videos and my main channel videos, and I think it's worked out very well. I think pre-production is one of the things that is overlooked the absolute most in small productions and short films. It seems like the planning is a little bit undercooked and the production is a little bit overcooked because of that. Because if you can really get organized before you ever even pick up a camera or a little clapper, because then once you do pick up the camera, you can be a lot more streamlined, a lot more efficient with your workflow on set, and then also in post-production, because the more planning you do, the more you know what the end product is going to be like, and you spend less time making it and end up with a better product. Planning is one of the biggest stages and something that is overlooked far too often, in my opinion, and I do it too. I think that the biggest thing that can be improved in my productions is the planning and pre-production stages. If you want to see a dedicated video about how to write a script, or even just a full video talking about pre-production, definitely drop a like. What have you learned on your different sets or just in the video creation processes over the time you've been making videos, or if you haven't really made videos and you're kind of looking into it, what questions would you have to get started in this kind of field of filmmaking and video content creation. And then also be sure to head over to my other channel to see the full film, like I said, as well as the behind the scenes video I posted. Definitely go check out my blog, as I will have a new blog post kind of going over the timeline like I mentioned earlier. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Humble Filmmaking. Of course, my name is Avery Lewis, I'm your host, and this has been Humble Filmmaking.